it's not something that parents can excuse about as well. Like you mentioned that it has happened after. Yeah. How have you
Yeah,
been?
I have been nice today.
That's good. That's good.
Hmm.
Okay, our topic for today is social media. So, what do you think about it and the kind of impact that it has over people nowadays?
Social media has changed the world today, and especially of youngsters' world. For us also, but of our age people are using only few and or we are aware
Right.
of only few things,
Hmm.
few few platforms I can say. But
Right.
the younger generation is very much uh, fond of that, and
Yeah. And tech savvy as well,
yeah,
right?
yeah, tech savvy, all are. Uh, but to some extent, it is affecting in not a good way
Hmm.
for
Right.
younger generation. For us, it is a media to connect our distant relatives,
Right.
distant friends, like
Right.
that. And for our generation, had grown up with different hobbies and different
True.
interests. But so we know where to stop and
Yeah.
how much to use.
True.
That is the only difference between us and this younger generation. They
Yeah.
are always means we have to make some rules
Right.
at home where children are with us. Means at dining table, do not use, or if someone has come, don't be with looking
Right.
into your mobile like that.
Hmm.
It
Yeah.
is like that. We have to teach them that it is a bad habit if someone is responding and you are continuously looking into
Exactly.
the mobile. It really demoralizes the person who is
Right.
in front of you.
True.
Cannot say it is I will not say it is an insult, but the person who wants to speak to you
Hmm.
will not be comfortable to express
Exactly.
his ideas.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
Yes.
Very true. Yeah. Our
Mm.
attention is also diverted. So suppose if I'm looking at my phone and you're talking to me, then you would have this impression that I'm not paying complete attention to what you're saying, even though I am. So it can
Yeah.
look very bad, and it
And
can also
whatever I
have.
am going to tell you,
Yeah. Please.
uh, and whatever I am sharing for that, you don't have any interest. This
Exactly.
impression it creates.
True. Very true.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh,
A lot of the
uh,
times I think it boils down to the ways that we are able to present ourselves to other people. So if I'm sitting over here, I'm leaning in, I'm listening to you. If you say something important, I take a note of it. So it shows to the other person that the listener is interested in what you're saying. I think social media tends to warp that
yeah.
perception quite a lot, because if you're using it but at the same time there is someone.
Mm.
Another thing that happens is that, so suppose if I come to meet you and I put my phone in front of me, then I think that also signals quite badly that this is more important than this conversation, right? So I think it
Yeah.
should better remain in the pockets or the purses. So phone shouldn't come in the way of interactions. Yeah,
Conversation.
exactly,
Exactly.
exactly. Yeah. So, what do you think about ways to rectify this situation, especially when it comes to young people? What are the things, according to you, that they can do in order to overcome these harmful effects?
Harmful effects means it should come from internally. That person
Hmm.
should feel himself,
Yeah.
or or while discussing at the younger age only, we should mold the minds of our youngsters.
Yeah.
We should it is a bad habit or how it impacts the your conversation,
True.
or or how what message it gives to the listener,
Mhm.
like that we have to make them aware of the things. Then
Right.
only they will at least 10% we can create awareness in them.
True.
10 to 20% will be
Right.
successful. And somehow and that person will understand when he experiences that kind of situation, what
Hmm.
I feel.
Right.
If the
Yeah,
person
when
goes
he's
through
able to
that
tell.
type of situation, then only he will realize
Exactly.
how
Exactly. Yeah.
how bad it looks, or how some bad impression it
Yeah, it
creates.
feels as well. Yeah, it creates a feeling of
Hmm.
mistrust and not being able to communicate what you want to communicate. I think there is a barrier that gets created artificially. Yeah.
Huh. Barrier it
Yeah.
gets created, and at the same time, some negligence it shows towards you.
Right.
Hmm.
Right. That
You
I'm not as
your
important as that advice. Yeah.
your subject is not I am
Right.
interested in some other. Correct.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I think children are getting used to these things quite a lot. So I've seen quite a few children who tend to simultaneously play games, and then if the parent is talking to them, they'll pay attention for 4 or 5 seconds, they'll listen to it, then they'll go back to the games again. So I think they are
Yes, yes.
becoming multitaskers, for lack of a better
Mm.
word, I'd say multitaskers. But yeah, I think it's not really good for their attention spans because they tend to develop these learning issues as well. Like going forward, you must be aware that
We should
ADHD,
tell them about.
yeah,
Mm.
you must have heard of ADHD. So this is a very new phenomena. Earlier, a lot of people
Mm.
didn't have it,
Mm.
but nowadays children are getting diagnosed with ADHD. So the attention
Mm.
deficit hyperactivity disorder. This is basically
Oh,
like a new age
ADHD.
phenomena which is happening because of technology more and more.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Then it is serious thing.
True,
Okay.
very true. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah,
Mm.
because if we compare the learning activity which happens in schools, it requires you to pay complete attention and it can be boring at times. So you have to pay attention to the teacher for an hour in order to get something out of it. But once you get addicted to technology, which gives you 10 to 15 seconds of dopamine rush in the form of those short videos or mobile games, then you won't be able to pay attention. So these kind of
Yeah.
things are yeah, coming up as challenges, especially for the young children. Yeah,
It is
so
after that Corona, the online classes started, na, in Corona
exactly.
period. First, students are addicted to mobile because of that. It has all means, especially the children who are in now seventh, eighth, ninth, tenth. These 4 5 years students, because
Right.
we did not want to at that time. Na, the scenario was like this. Anyway, they should be into the studies.
Exactly.
Students should be. So
Yeah.
we started online, and and so we gave them we provided them mobiles,
Hmm.
hmm, and all those things. And simultaneously, children started you looking into different
Yeah.
areas also, means games or messaging, all those things they started. They learned
Hmm.
now.
Yeah.
It
True.
is now
Very
to
true.
stop them. How to stop them is a even if it is now offline, they are addicted. Are going soon after going home, they demand for the mobiles. They
Hmm.
say we are having homework on that. We want to do some
Yeah.
study. We want to some do research. Project is there. So many excuses,
Yeah.
and they're getting the mobile. I have
Right.
seen. Correct. Correct.
Right. Yeah. I think that it's not something that parents can excuse about as well. Like you mentioned that it has happened after COVID only. So before COVID, they
Mm,
could say that it is only for your games. I know that you want to play your games. But now even the
mm.
teachers are also recommending that download this application, study this from the phone.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I think
Mm.
yeah, children are
Yeah.
also yeah, they can't uh, they're quite innocent, I'd say, because these technologies are also being made keeping in mind that they have to addict the people who use them. So it can be quite difficult
Yes.
to resist the urge of using, because I've seen even the oldest people getting
Yeah.
addicted.
Yes.
So who can say about the young, right? So you said this one thing, I'll just point out. You said anyway they should
Yeah.
be into the study. You could say children should
Mm.
be into the study by any means possible or
Any
necessary.
any means.
Yes. Yeah. Over
Mm.
here, you're
Yeah. By
specifying
any
that
means.
the medium, yeah, the medium doesn't matter, but they have to study. So by any means necessary or possible, they had to study during
Yeah.
COVID. Yeah.
Study.
And
Mm.
the pronunciation of the word mold, MOLD. Can you
Mm.
pronounce it?
Acha. Mold.
Yeah,
Mm.
mold. Yes. Yeah. I think it
Mm.
must have been a slip of tongue.
Mm.
So sometimes it doesn't come out right. Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. But I could
Mm.
understand
Mm.
that you
Mm.
meant this word.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Please go on.
Mold. Correct.
And so, what do you think about
Mm.
children's
Now,
technology use and how we can uh, reduce it? Can you hear me?
for reducing them, the usage of computer. Yeah. Okay. Now,
Yeah.
you can
Yes.
hear me,
Yeah.
no?
Please go on.
Huh.
Now I can. Yeah. There was a lag
Only way
earlier.
like huh. The only way is to create interest in children's mind,
Yeah.
in games, in physically means not
Hmm.
sitting at home and playing, not such type of games. Means then only they will aware of and the physical fitness we have to make aware of them.
Hmm.
I think poor network at your end. Am I audible?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. It's working fine from my side. I don't know why it's
Okay,
happening.
okay. It is showing
Yeah.
me
Now I can.
in red color. It is showing. Uh,
Yeah. It could be
if we
that.
tell them that it is your study time, it is your play time, it is your
Hmm.
family time. If from the beginning only, if we make aware of them, aware of these things, why it is necessary,
Yeah. Make them
and
aware.
you share
Yeah.
your means for that parents are also responsible. They should not
Hmm. Yeah.
use that digital media for few hours. When
Yeah.
we make a rule, we should follow. Then only it will
Right.
some we will come out of it little bit. But
Exactly.
we are also so much dependent on that na? Oh, that message is going to come, that is there, like that. But
Yeah.
make a fixed timetable, then it is possible.
Right, yeah. And nowadays we have an application for everything. So it's quite difficult to resist the urge, even for the old people, right? So if I talk about a normal household, you have to depend on groceries. Sometimes they tend to order everything online, and then payments. So a lot of things are happening online only. So children get to see that their parents are also using technology quite often. So it must be something very important then, right? And they don't want to miss out. And
Yeah.
they are also quite valid in their concern, because nowadays we are seeing that a lot of things are being automated. So the jobs which used to happen offline, they are shifting online. They are following some new methods, right? So if I talk about this
Yeah.
interaction,
Mm.
so
Yeah.
if it were some other time, like maybe 20, 30 years ago, then we would be having this conversation physically, right? Then physical classes over there
Yeah.
sitting. Yeah. So these kind of things do come into play. And you could
Joining
use
the classes and attending.
exactly, exactly, yeah. You could use a phrase lead by example here. When you said about parents, you could say
Lead
parents
by
should
example.
exactly. Yeah.
Lead by
Yes.
example. Correct.
Right. Yeah.
Perfect it is.
So let's address the elephant in the room. Are you aware of this phrase? Elephant in the room?
Mm. No, elephant in the room.
Yeah, so if suppose in your room a big elephant shows up, you won't be able to unsee it, right? Can you hear
Huh.
me? Yeah,
Yeah.
so you won't be able to unsee it. Once you saw that there is a
Mm.
big elephant in your room, you won't be able to unsee it. So anything which is very important, both in good and bad ways. So usually used for negative consequences. So here when I said let's
Huh.
deal with the elephant in the room, I meant the social life because it is something that has been hampered the most by social media. So yeah, let's address the
Oh,
social life,
no. Oh, oh.
the
In
ways that
most, it is in. Mm. Today, network is not good, I think. Mm-hmm.
yeah, we can try and turn off our
Yes.
videos. Let's see if that helps.
I will turn
Yeah,
off. Huh.
yeah, try to.
Mm.
It usually helps. You can also do that. Yeah.
Huh.
Is it better?
Yeah, done. Mm. Yeah, let us see. Huh.
Okay, okay, yeah, sure. So when
Mm.
we say we address the elephant in the room, we would talk about the most
Mm.
important consequence of that particular thing. So in our case, it
Mm.
is about
Mm.
social life. So how the social life gets
Mm.
hampered because of excessive use of social media. So can you shed some light on that?
Mm. Yes, social life means attending the parties or visiting the friend's house. All these things have stopped or minimum we are doing. Hmm?
Right,
Mm, mm. Otherwise, just in festivals, everyone used to, we used to visit our friends' houses initially in those
right,
days.
yeah, true, true,
Now we feel that even after the everything is prepared, I have got meeting, so I had to go, or he or she may be having some other appointments, like that.
right,
uh, these things have stopped actually, and
right,
play, playing games is totally stopped. I have
yeah,
seen initially we used to play in front of our house only,
right,
so many things, outdoor games, or
yeah,
those things we nowadays we never see or very
rarely,
rarely see,
yes,
rarely see. Or a band like badminton or some many things, lagori type, or hide and seek. So many things we used to play after our school hours. These
yeah,
things nowadays very rarely seen.
right, yeah,
And
true, very true.
even going to the market, going to the nowadays temple, at least they are visiting, but going to the market
Yeah,
and everything we are getting online. Na?
right,
There we used to meet our weekends, we used to meet our friends, or
right,
some dialogue, or inviting one another, one another. That
right.
all those things have stopped now. Mm.
Yeah, true, very true. Yeah, yeah, like you
What?
mentioned about the temple, that was quite hilarious. Like you mentioned that at least they are visiting the temples.
Yeah, yeah. Nowadays, I am finding many people are visiting regularly. Huh?
Right, that's
Uh,
good. Yeah,
in the middle age, in I think 80s, or when I was a student, if we used to go to a temple, it was called Asti, and it was a big. There was a big group, large
right,
group, telling going to a temple means somewhat orthodox or hmm, uh,
yeah, traditional.
backward thought,
Yeah,
traditional. And in our colleges only, there they used to form team like that, Astik and Nastik, like that. Uh,
right.
uh,
Yeah,
but nowadays, so that impact is reduced. Many
Right.
of them are
Yeah.
regularly visiting. Some they want some peace of mind or some. mm, I can't tell, but many they are visiting a temple, and I'm finding them sitting for dhyana or like that.
Right. Yeah, it happens quite often.
Uh-huh. Ah,
I think
yes.
nowadays the even the secular people also visit quite often. So I've also visited quite a few
Yeah.
temples, churches, and all those
Uh,
kind of places
uh,
along with the
uh, uh,
gurdwaras. But yeah, I think
uh,
a lot of the times it boils down to how, like you mentioned about peace of mind and these kind of things.
okay.
Nowadays, people are in
Mm,
search of those things, right? So
mm,
wherever they are able to find it, they will go. They won't think that it
mm.
belongs to my religion or not. They'll just think that,
No,
okay, this
no.
is a nice place.
Uh,
I feel good
uh,
when I visit over there, so I should do that
uh,
regularly. So I
yeah.
think it is a good thing.
Maybe the reason that life has become hectic.
True,
They
true.
want peace of mind, or some in a day. Sometime they want to spare for themselves to talk to
Exactly.
their inner mind, or maybe because of that they are visiting.
Right, right.
Okay.
And I think social media can also be linked to this because if you have artificial social interactions, then you want something to replace that. And when you can't find
Mm,
it, you feel very helpless. So temples
helpless.
and social, I think temples and all these spaces, religion, they also
Mm,
provide you the company that you're lacking in your life. So if you go to,
correct.
yeah, if you go to
Mm,
some religious congregation and you visit some temple or church, over there also you'll find a lot of people who are worshipping at the same time. You can talk to them about anything, and I think it can create a judgment free space for a lot of people.
yeah, true.
Yeah. Yeah, so you mentioned outdoor games and you said playing games is totally stopped. Here you'd say
Mm,
has, because you were talking about the past. It has totally stopped.
mm.
Yeah,
What was it? I forgot.
is totally stopped.
Hmm,
You could say
hmm,
has.
hmm.
It has stopped.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
It has stopped. Correct.
right. Yeah. So can you live
And one
without
word
access?
one
Sorry?
mentioned that congregation
Congregation.
something
Yes, I'll write it in the
congregation.
chat box.
Uh,
Yeah.
religious congregation. Okay.
Yeah, so whenever a group gathers together and they do something
Hmm,
which is like a common theme or goal that they have from a particular
hmm,
occasion. So that would
hmm,
be the congregation
hmm.
when a lot of people come together.
Congregation.
Yes. Yeah.
Prayers also some sort of such sort of things.
Right, right. Yeah. Yeah. Whenever you have some common objective that we are going to celebrate
Hmm,
or we are going to do this worship, so you can say a
hmm, hmm,
congregation of people, they are doing
hmm,
something together. Yeah.
hmm. Okay.
Right.
Good.
So there are a few interesting words which have come up recently because of social media, and they are
Hmm,
included in the vocabulary notes as well. So I'd love to discuss them with you. So the
hmm,
first one is hashtag. So do you know what it means?
yeah. Hashtag means mm, pointing it out or marking it,
Right. Exactly.
showing.
Yeah, it is used
Hmm,
before keywords. So
hmm,
suppose if you were to post your picture, let's say you went to some country, let's take the
hmm,
example of Japan only.
hmm,
Then when you come back and you post your picture, and
hmm,
below the picture you'll use a lot of hashtags, and you'll write hashtag Japan, hashtag beautiful, hashtag whatever your experience was. So whenever
okay,
someone
okay.
searches those keywords, they are going to
Hmm,
see your post.
yeah, hashtag. I means
Yes.
showing it its importance or marking it properly. Correct.
Exactly,
Pointing it.
exactly.
In our last conversation, you said something. I will make a list and I will give you. I couldn't recollect. Even I did not get the time to go through
Yeah,
the
we
video
didn't
once
have
again.
consistent. Yeah, I'll do that. So I think it was about being able to organize your sentences. I can still do that for you. I do have
Huh.
some templates. I can do that.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. Huh.
yeah.
Huh.
I'll keep
That's
on
okay.
sharing them in the
Huh.
chat. You can copy
Huh.
paste
Huh.
them. Yeah,
Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Huh.
yeah.
Okay. Huh. Hashtag and so many social media sites and every site yesterday when I was reading about today's meeting. mm,
Right,
so today's I checked. I was not knowing many of the social media sites actually, and who has done WeChat. I have heard, but WeChat is a Chinese social media site,
right,
and
right,
Quora. Sometimes when you search, you will come across such sites. Quora is question
right.
answer site. It is
Exactly,
mentioned like that. So it gave me some
exactly.
additional knowledge. This work homework when
Right,
I searched.
right. That's quite
Hmm.
interesting. Yeah.
Hmm,
So I've
hmm.
shared a few. You can have a look. So the first
Yeah.
one is about opinions. So whenever you want to share some opinion that you have, you can use this template and you can
Huh.
proceed. So the three dots over there, you can just have any idea that you have. So according to me, this, and you can go on from
Huh.
there. And for
Hmm, hmm, hmm,
agreement, so when you agree with something that I have said or someone else has said, you can
hmm,
use
hmm,
these.
hmm,
Yeah.
hmm, hmm.
Then for disagreement, so if you want to counter my argument, counter what I've
Yeah.
said, then you can use the
Huh.
third ones.
Yes. Yes. Huh.
Yeah, so these
Okay.
three I think would be helpful.
Okay.
If you require
Helpful.
any
Huh.
other, I can tell. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. I'll go through. Copy paste it. Or how I'm not getting copying it. Selecting is not possible.
If you log
Okay.
in
I'll
from
check.
your laptop, they would come in, or you can take a screenshot. So Windows
Ah,
plus
it's
F8.
better. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. That is okay. Screenshot is okay. Huh?
Right.
Three, I
Right.
mean, so many things you are shared. Okay, expressing, pinning. Okay. Yes, yes, nice. That is nice. I think you have done a template.
Yes. So these are some very common ones. So I've uh, kept it in my notes. I keep on sharing whenever someone requires.
Nice, nice. Thank you very much.
Yeah, most welcome.
After when I download this video, there also I can get this thing.
Right.
It
Yeah,
will be
if
there.
you
It will be
log in
there.
from a laptop, yes.
Mm,
If you
mm, mm,
watch the recording, if you watch from a laptop, then I'm sure
mm.
the chat would be there. Yeah, it
Yeah,
gets
yeah,
saved.
yeah. Mm.
Right.
Okay, sure, sure.
Yeah.
I will go
Yeah,
through.
it's almost time. Do you want
Mm.
to say something?
I don't know. Some idioms they have given, I think, one or two, but I could not go through.
Yeah, I can
Okay.
just quickly
Huh.
talk about them. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the
Two
first
are
one is
there.
to go viral. So when you go viral, that
Ah,
means it gets very famous.
yes,
And the
yes. Huh.
second one is surfing the net. So when you're browsing the internet,
Surfing.
basically. Yeah.
Yes.